I still remember the sound of her voice that evening, soft, trembling, yet strangely composed. "Please, don't go yet," she said. "Just stay for a while." Her name was Emily. I didn't know her well, just the woman who lived 2 doors down. The one who used to smile when she watered her garden, whose husband waved at me every morning as he left for work. Until that night. The night it rained harder than I'd ever seen in our quiet little town. When I saw the ambulance lights flashing outside her house, my first thought was accident. I rushed over without thinking. They were carrying her husband out on a stretcher, covered. He was gone before I even reached the porch. Emily was standing there barefoot, drenched, staring at the spot where the ambulance had been. Not crying. Not moving. Just gone inside herself. I didn't know what to say. What do you say to someone who's just lost half their world? I offered her a towel. She took it mechanically. "Do you have anyone I can call?" I asked gently. She shook her head. "They're all far away." Something in her tone told me far away didn't just mean distance. For the next few hours, I stayed to help. Made her tea. Picked up the broken glass from where the cup had slipped earlier. She sat on the couch, eyes unfocused, clutching her husband's sweater like it was the only thing keeping her from disappearing completely. At one point, she whispered, "He promised me forever. How do you live when forever ends?" I had no answer. But I sat beside her. No words, no advice. Just presence. Sometimes that's all grief asks for, someone who doesn't run away from the silence. It was past midnight when I finally stood to leave. I didn't want to intrude any longer. But as I reached the door, she said quietly, "Please, stay the night." Her voice broke then, for the first time. Not out of loneliness in the romantic sense, but the kind that comes from being left behind by life itself. I hesitated, unsure. But something told me this wasn't about comfort. It was about survival, hers. So I nodded. "I'll stay." She didn't sleep. Neither did I. We sat in the living room, a single candle flickering between us. She talked about him, how they met in college, how he proposed on a rainy day just like this one, how he loved fixing old radios even though half never worked. I listened. That's all I did. At one point, she looked up and said, "You know, I used to be terrified of losing him. But I think what's worse is losing myself after he's gone." I told her softly, "Then don't. Don't let this be the end of your story, too." She gave a small, tired smile. "You sound like him. He used to say that." Morning came slow and gentle. The storm had passed. Sunlight crept through the curtains, touching everything it could, like hope sneaking back in. I made breakfast while she sat quietly at the table. When I set the plate down, she smiled faintly. "You didn't have to." "I know," I said. "But sometimes it helps to have something warm." She nodded, eyes welling up again, but this time, not from despair. Before I left, she walked me to the door. The same door where, just hours ago, her world had fallen apart. "Thank you," she said. "For staying. For reminding me I'm still here." I smiled. "He'd want you to keep living, Emily. One sunrise at a time." Weeks passed. Then months. One morning, I saw her in the garden again. Same place, same watering can, but a new energy about her. She waved at me this time. And for a brief moment, I thought I saw something in her eyes, not the woman shattered by loss, but someone rebuilding herself piece by piece. She called out, I started painting again. "You should come see sometime." I grinned. "I'd like that." Sometimes kindness isn't about grand gestures. It's about staying when the world tells you to leave, about being the quiet heartbeat in someone's storm. That night, I didn't just help her through grief. She reminded me of something too, how fragile, yet beautiful, the human spirit can be. Because love doesn't end when a heartbeat does. It lives on, in memories, in kindness, in the courage to begin again. Moral. When someone's world falls apart, don't rush to fix it. Sit beside them. Listen. Stay. Sometimes, that's all the healing they need to find their way back to life. Broken heart sun behind small cloud.